Hi everyone, welcome to this lecture. When you start to interact with the Midjourney bot on Discord app, there are two main ways to communicate with it, through a command and a prompt. Consider command like the buttons on remote control. So let's go to get started section where we move to user guide and then we'll move to command list. So consider the command list like button on a remote control. Remember, the slash imagine command I mentioned earlier, it is like pressing the power button on a remote control. When you type slash imagine, you are signaling to Midjourney that the next words you type are a prompt to make pictures. So are you curious about what all commands can do? Just click on these links. They're like interactive button on web page that guides you through their function. But for now, we will be focusing mainly on imagine command because this is the most important one. So here you can see the whole use cases, how you have to use the command, right? And how to use the command, what are the terms and conditions. There are full guide of using this command slash imagine. Once we are familiar with command, let's move to another part, which is advanced prompt. Think of prompt like the main ingredients in a recipe. The upcoming lectures will go into more detail. But let's have a quick look for now. For example, let's see what are some basic things which we can do. For example, if you type slash imagine statue of Apollo, this is what image you are going to get. This is very simple picture here. You can see it has very, little elements, little details. So if you want to add more details to picture, you can add other elements. So let's say if you mention in your prompt statue plus flower, then this is the picture you are going to get. Here you can see it has added the flowers. That means whatever words you type in Midjourney, it understands the text and the context. So here you can see it has placed the flower very beautifully, right? So this is more complex image. So the Midjourney bot is skilled at interpreting your words and turning them into pictures. But enough talking for now. Let's jump into the Discord app and create some magic. Let's open Discord app. So here you can see we have a section where we can type imagine. Now let's move with a simple command that space 9 space age 9. We will keep it basic for now and get more adventurous later on. So here you can see it is generating the image. So once you input your idea, press enter, you can watch how Midjourney transforms your words into picture. It is like waiting for your meal at fancy restaurant. You get a choice of 4 dishes, or in this case, 4 image variations. So here you can see there are 4 images. Once your images are ready, you can click and zoom in. Examine each one before deciding which to use. If the first attempt doesn't satisfy you, tweak your prompt. For instance, switch to space. Let's try this one. Space, sorry. Imagine space, English night, neon lights. Full moon nights. So here you can see we have type space is night, neon lights, and full moon night. It is rhyming, but that doesn't mean you have to keep rhyming words. This is just keywords. So Let's enter this one. So you can notice how just a few words can change the whole scene. It has already, started creating the different scene. Let's compare these two images. These are quite basic, simple, right? These images are quite simple if we can see. But if we change few words, the whole scene changes. So this is the art of precise wording, which we will master in the upcoming sessions. The sheer creativity that Midjourney exhibits with mere words is amazing. And I can't wait for you to dive deeper into this world with me. Thank you. Hi and welcome. In this section, we are going to delve into the art of crafting effective prompts. I realized that I have not mentioned this earlier, but here is something fascinating about Midjourney. So let's suppose if they want to generate some image about ancient castles, so they have gathered about 10,000 photos and more than that of these majestic structure from search engine and various online sources. Then they tweaked it and modified these images, challenging their AI tools to recreate and essentially paint the image back to its original form, erasing all the distortion. So what they basically did to create one photo, they trained their AI system with more than 10,000 photos, and then they tweaked it, and then again they regenerated it. Repeating this process countless times across the expense of available online images, the AI tool mastered the art of reconstructing a mirror of images from the ground and associating each with a specific word or description. So this is the foundation of prompt mechanism. Midjourney, in essence, has an extensive archive or a collection linking words to real objects or visuals. When we frame a prompt, clarity is paramount. We must articulate precisely what we desire as output. This can be approached in several layers. Let's begin with the subject of image. It is very important to convey to an artist the core theme of painting, whether it's space is night or a cat or a skyscraper. The subject is the heart of the image. And next is the medium or the backdrop canvas of the creation. So is it a photograph or a mural or a drawing or a statue or any other image pieces? So this is a very simple question. This choice influences the texture and essence of the final piece. So here you can see if it is photo, painting, illustrations, doodles, there are many medium it can have. And subsequently, we have environment, be it indoor, outdoor, on the moon. So there are many other environment which is possible, like underwater, winter, summer. So these factors also play a lot of role. Each description refines the visualization, as if you're guiding an artist about the brush strokes. And then next part is lightning. Lightning then plays a pivotal role. Think of movie scenes, how lightning sets the mood. Soft, ambient, overcast, neon. So soft versus neon, studio lighting against ambient glow. Each choice transform the ambience. And then we have colors. As with the space age example, dark in cosmic shades, Midjourney manipulated the colors. If unspecified in the prompt, Midjourney AI uses its intuition, lending each image its own signature shade and mood. Speaking about moods, the AI grasps the nuance of human emotions, whether it is serenity, thrill, rage, sorrow, or vigor. A mere words can say the emotion radiated by the image. And then we also consider composition, which is very important in photography and filmography. Terminology from portrait to bird eye views, side views, lens type like wide angle, telephoto can be employed. Though some terms sounds very technical, we will guide you through their optimal use. So the bottom line of creating perfect prompt is that AI interprets your instructions to produce artwork. Absent directives, it takes creative liberties. So let's discuss about shifting focus. Midjourney offers diverse artistic style. Consider space age 9 in the Star Wars setting. The result would be completely different or in cinematic tone. Resolution further enhances the experience. Famous film and games rendering styles such as those in Marvel or popular video game can be mimicked, offering a fresh lens to view your concept. Camera lenses, these can also affect your output. So it could be monochrome clarity or dreamy haziness. It plays its part. So there are many various styles which you can adopt while crafting your prompts. So if you're considering these things while creating your prompt, you can generate very beautiful and attractive images. In fact, the Midjourney tool is going to generate whatever you want it to do. So let's embark on this exciting journey. See you again in the next session. Hi and welcome. In this lesson, because prompts are so important to Midjourney, I want you to spend more time going over the community showcase to learn what input creates great looking output and how we can use this to create our artwork that we are looking to create. So if we go to midjourney.com and navigate to community showcase section, so here you can see it is showing community showcase. And in community feed, there are various things like recent, top, and we can see what are really popular now. Like what are the top post, top arts which has been generated on Midjourney. So let's take few images and let's analyze those images. Let's take this one. Here you can see this is a very clear picture, by the way. Here you can see how much detail it has added to this image. So if we want the prompt is a mesmerizing macro photograph. So here you can see the person has mentioned macro in the prompt. And that is why the picture is very detailed. Let's move to this image. Here you can see it has been generated by using this prompt where the person has mentioned miniature kids playing with magnetic oversized mouse, detailed face in front, forest lake. So based upon this prompt, it has generated this image. And you can see this is very detailed image and the size of mouse is also a bit large. So it is really going to give output exactly what you're wanting. I'm not saying that the output is not going to be bad. It is probably going to look great, but it is going to be different than you initially thought. I guarantee. So having an open mind that you are coming to it with an idea and you're brainstorming, and it is going to show you something that you were not even imagining or thinking of specifically, that is going to make your interaction with Midjourney a lot better. This is another one that is pretty cool. Here you can see this is very colorful. So if you see the prompt, it is saying a woman wearing colorful makeup in front of alien mural. In the style of fractal, there's some more prompts. We need to expand if you want to see it. So there are various sections. Here you can see home section, explore section. Let's go to explore one. Here there are various filters like hot, rising, new, top. So this is the top section where you can find all the top images which has been generated on Midjourney. And then there's new, where you'll find all the new images which has been generated. And the is hot section. Let's explore a few images from it. Let's look some detail. So here you can see what prompts has been given to generate this image. A beautiful, symmetrical, ultra-realistic photo of flower with an eyeball in the center of image with frangipani flower and veins fractal around it. Top view, realistic, detailed fractals, organic texture, perfect symmetric HD. So here you can see they have mentioned the subject as well as the view, whatever view they want and what type of image they want. They have also mentioned if they want in HD. So this person could have added mood, they could have added environment. There are many other things which could be added to this image. Let's analyze this one. This is pretty cool. A serene view of crystal clear pond within the deep open contour of modern mansions at sunrise. Now it has also been mentioned rich and luxurious orange copper pastel spread across the ground, whispering tale of the transient nature of tropical life, hyper-realistic and colorful. So this image is quite detailed. Here you can see it is a bit realistic, but they could have added a photographer or artist to emulate it in more realistic way. So if we go to these dots, I can say that we can copy this prompt. So we can, if you want to copy full command, you can copy the full command. And if you want to just copy prompt, you can return from here. You can also save the image from here. You can follow this person who have generated the image, and you can also record it or open it in different window or tab to view a larger version. Let's go to info section. Here you can see the size of the photo, the date on which it has been created, what type of things which has been like upscaling, and then there are some parameters. So let's go to parameter and check it out what it can do. So here is the parameter list, and there are basic parameters like aspect ratio, shows, fast, image fade, right, and negative prompting, like whatever things you want to remove. And then there's quality parameter, and then there's seed. So here you can see some random number. This is the random number that is generated that allows for Midjourney to create a uniqueness with every single photo. And we can copy those seeds once we find a specific look and feel that we like and paste it on future arts. And just a little tip, one of my favorite parameter to use is the test p parameter. I pretty much always add that to end of my prompts because this tells Midjourney that I want it to look photorealistic rather than abstract, which is what Midjourney will generally default to when creating image. Now, another things I wanted to mention about looking other people's art is that you can see the parent image. So let's go to Midjourney and see what the parent image was. Let's consider this one. So this is the scale version. If you want to see the parent image, this is the parent image, which has 4 basic outputs. So let's go to this one and see what was the parent image. So here you can see this is written V5 upscale. So that means this image has been upscaled. And if you want to see the parent image, you just need to go here and click. So we can see this is the first output that Midjourney gave. Then the artist choose this one to scale the output. And we'll talk about these things in detail in our following lectures. Thank you. Now, what I want to talk about is this really cool prompt book made by OpenArt.ai. And I would highly suggest checking out this website because the resources they put together for the platform like Midjourney and DALL-E are really excellent. So a lot of this stuff we have kind of already gone over in this chapter, but I want to just kind of go through this prompt so that we can dive further into prompt engineering and just overall creating great prompt. So let's talk about ordering your word because ordering your word can be just as important as the word you are using. Let's take some example and understand how these wording matters. So here you can see there are 2 to 3 types of word like HDR, UHD, 64K. These are called quality words. Let's say if you put landscape and in another prompt you put a landscape with HRD, UHD, 64K, the results are quite different. So let's go and Discord or Midjourney board and use these prompts to understand better. So let's try imagine landscape, beautiful landscape. Let's keep raising them. And next time, let's copy this one and imagine. Now let's keep Ultra HD. HD award winning. So here you can see it has already generated some result. I'm going to put Ultra HD and award-winning photo. So here you can see it has generated good photo. Let's see what it generates when we ask for, Ultra HD and award-winning photos. So what basically Midjourney does, whenever people upload photos on internet, they keep mentioning these type of things like Ultra HD, 4K, 8K, award-winning. So whenever there are really nice photos, really nice pictures, so Midjourney collects those pictures. Midjourney take inspiration from those pictures and create those type of pictures. So here you can see how much is the difference. So there's a lot of difference. These pictures are really, really beautiful, really clear, and these are quite in good quality. And when we go to upper one, it is also good, but if you compare with the previous one, it is relatively in better quality. So you can tell by changing the words, you can tweak the words. So let's go to the prompt and see a few more wording. So here you can see if we want to make some professional photograph. So if you type this type of prompt, empty temple photograph, this is the result you are going to get. But if you type empty temple professional photograph, this is the result you are going to get. So here you can see by just adding few words how Midjourney improved the overall quality of the image. So I'll add this prompt look in the resources section. You can go through all the wording and look for how different results can be generated by using different kind of words or context. So they have given a lot of example, like if you go through this one in 3D illustration, we have different kind of illustrations or image which can be generated using Midjourney if we use different kind of wording. So this book is going to be very, very helpful. If you go through this book, you will find a lot of great ideas how you can really convert the image, how you can generate the image you want. So to generate exact image you want, you need to understand each aspect of Midjourney, how it works and how it did inspiration from, and how you can give the better prompt to generate the exact picture you want. So these wordings matters a lot. So if you consider this lighting thing in the nostalgic view, what type of image you are getting, in purple neon what type of image you are getting, and in sun rays what type of image you are getting. So it is very important when you're generating any image to put proper wording to it. So here you can see like they have also mentioned about photographic prompt, mix and match, like short type close up, extreme close up, POV, mid shot, long shot. Then they have style like polarized, monochrome, long exposure, colors, class, and then the subject, woman, old man. So there are various aspects which you need to consider while generating the image. You have to consider the style, lighting, context, lens, devices. So if you want to generate better images, then you have to keep mentioning these things in your prompt. So that is it for this session. Let's meet in the next session and keep exploring this book and keep improving your prompt. Thank you so much.